you watch it on film and it's like snap of a finger it happens, right? Like a football play is 6 seconds long, and that's a long football play. The quarterback is, Tom Brady is stepping back and going 1, 2, 3. So in 1, 2, 3, I've got there and all this shit has happened. And in my head, while it was happening for me, it was slow. It was all slow. Like hips were moving right. The way I could feel I could feel the way my foot hit to make sure it was hit, because you want your toes pointed in the direction you're going, right? So I would fucking work the move. You know, I used to call it a chop swim. So I would chop his hands, grab his shoulder, pin his shoulder down like this, and then swim over. And before he could like readjust, I'd have to cut that corner. Whoa. So it happened so slow to me. To me, it was like, it took a minute for it to happen, but it was like the snap of a finger.
Wow.
And the whole game would go that way. But like, I also had this crazy like rage going on in my head the whole time.
Think that's Viking shit?
It has to be. Has to be. Because
Totally
it felt so natural to be in that state.
Like all your ancestors probably did it that way.
And in the violence, like being able to play violently, like finishing the play, like finishing through a motherfucker, not just like grabbing him and tackling. No, I was trying to finish through a motherfucker. And it like was just in me to do that. From the time I stepped on the football field at 7 years old, put a fucking helmet on, number 59 with a fucking bar down the middle. He put me a middle linebacker, and a coach said, when you see the ball, you get the ball. I said, all right. Fucking Bobby Boucher that shit. Fucking let's go. I loved it, dude. I hit this fucking kid, and I know he probably never played football again, the kid I hit.
Wow.
He probably said, fuck this. This ain't for me. Because I fucking, the first picture I take, I'm fucking, like, couldn't wait to play football. Like,
wow.
I finally get to be violent and not get in trouble, you know?
Yeah.
Because the violence was just in me. Like,
yeah.
I don't think it, like, you could talk about the childhood and this and that, like, it created this violent fucking person, whatever. No, I was violent when I came out of the fucking womb. My mom said it took 3 people to change my fucking diaper. She said, fucking had to have one person fucking hold your arms and one person hold your legs, and then somebody get to change you.
Wow.
Because you were so fucking strong. She's like, you're so strong, and just like thought it was hilarious to like knock somebody over, you know?
That's hilarious.
And like fucking knowing that they couldn't hold me down was just funny to me, I guess, as a kid. But that's just how I'm built.
The mushroom Viking connection is wild, because if that really is true, if that just ignites that part of you, that ancient DNA, it completely makes sense. Because that was the lore of the Vikings, that they always took mushrooms when they raided.
It brings out, I swear to you, it brings out this crazy, like, I call it the savage. It's like releasing the savage, you know? Like, I finally get to open the lion gets out of the cage fucking once a week, you know?
How did you decide on, like, how much to take or when to take it? Did you do a lot of trial and error?
Yeah, there was games where I took a little too much.
What happened?
Oh, dude, the lights are so bright. On a night game? Fuck.
Wow.
Fucking lights are bright. There's fucking, like, going to Dallas. One time we were in Dallas playing, and I took a little too much. And when you're walking out on the field, you're walking through a bar pretty much. Imagine walking through, like, I'm going to fucking war, but I'm walking through a bar and all these fucking fans are like having drinks and hanging out, and I'm like, I'll kill all of you. Like, that's what I'm thinking the whole way out of there. I would kill you all. I'll fucking murder every one of you. Like, that's crazy shit going through my head before a game, though, because it's what I'm doing, right?
Well, it's probably your body thinks you're going to a war.
Yeah.
Like, I think when you do something like that and that many people are watching and you're on mushrooms and you have that Viking DNA, your body probably like, oh, it's wartime.
Oh, wartime. Kill time.
Yeah.
Time to kill. Rape and pillage time.
Jesus
Like, that's
Christ.
in my DNA, you know?
Yeah. Undeniably.
And we get out there on the field, and I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, you know when you start to, like, whenever, because it's a wave.
Yeah.
When you take, like, an eighth, right? You're waving. You're riding those waves. Dude, I'm standing there, and they're, like, announcing the announcer's, like, getting ready to announce us to come out, and I'm like, and normally I can, like, get it to stop and just, like, settle into that breath, but no, I just was like, and then finally I was like, okay, I gotta fucking get it together, dude. And when we walked out there, we just came running out. I almost had to stop because it was so mesmerizing. I was like, my mouth is wide open. I'm fucking I'm like, dude, I'm going to play football. Stop looking at the fucking Jumbotron. This thing's fucking huge. These Jumbotrons are huge. There's fucking the girls dancing on poles and shit. Like, this fucking crazy. There's smoke everywhere. And I'm like, holy shit. And then the first quarter was fucking interesting. Very interesting. I was playing really well, but I was like not there. Like I had to hear the play twice sometimes. You know what I mean? Like he'd say the play right to my face, and I'd be like, "What? What'd you say?" I'd look at him like, "What?" And my middle linebacker's like, "Dude, what the fuck is wrong with you?" And I'm like, "I took too much." He's like, "All right, I got you. You know, because we're fucking buddies. He knows what the fuck is going on.
How long did it take before it leveled out?
Second quarter, it started to level out, and then it turned into like, dude, I was fucking dominating. It was like I was like, all right, that's how much I need to take. I need to take half of that, and I'm good. I figured that's why in my head I thought half, right? So that's what I did. Instead of doing like 3, I was doing 4 of those drops, so I did 2. I changed it to 2.
Did you ever get it to the point where you knew you could take it again in the middle of the game?
Oh, I did. I would take it at halftime too.
Oh, you took it at halftime. Yeah, that's
2
what I was
drops
gonna
per
ask.
half. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then it was like
You said it like, well, of course I did.
yeah, of course, because I would make that I tell you, the
Right.
drink. I'd fucking make the drink. You know,
I was
I
just
called it the special sauce.
so the full experience of when you were like tight in the zone, like seeing everything in slow motion. How long would that last for?
Sometimes that's why I had to take it at halftime because
Right.
it was like a 2-hour deal.
Right. So
It gave you like 2
fade
hours
off a little
And-
bit.
Yeah, and there's so many fucking TV timeouts and shit going on, and time where you're not on the field. So like being able to just get a little dose of that, keep me keep the savage out there.
Wow.
Like it was, and I prided myself as being a great run stopper in the NFL. Like I knew that like if you ran the ball at me, it was not your day. Like it was gonna be I was the number 1 run stopper for almost 10 years. You know, like 9 years straight as the number 1 guy in the league. So. I took that to me. That's like one of the best compliments ever. Like fuck those sacks. I don't care about the fucking quarterback. I want to fucking. I was a man out there. I was splitting double teams and then tackling Derrick Henry for a loss. Like that's the shit we were doing, you know. And that motherfucker is a load. Like he's fucking built like a defensive end, dude. He's